cocksucker! Green means go, cocksuckers! Move, 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 move! Fuck you, red light. Ah! Got a show to do! Going through private gate. No gate guard. Just fucking alligators and big hairy fucking rednecks. Speed bumps double as mine traps. And holy shit. What a fucking week. Let's see, valet parking at the prepared bunker, dead ahead. And look at that shit. Into the fucking bat cave.
Three minutes and less. Prepared mind, secure network.
All right, we made it. Woo! Holy shit. Well, I guess we better do our let's do an intro. Okay, everyone, welcome. How about welcome John to his own fucking show, huh? It is Friday. It's the Friday free-for-all. I'm only 20 fucking minutes late. What a week. I'm flying solo. No Uman. I think he won the lotto. No Jolene. I think she's now going to marry Uman. No, wait, she's already married. No polygamy. Everyone, it has been one hell of an SHTF week. Let's get down to it now, because I am flying solo, and it is Friday free-for-all. Get your questions down below in the comment section if you want to talk to me. You're here live, all fucking 55 billion of you. Use all caps. It'll make it easier for me to read. Oh, man, what? You wouldn't believe. Now, you actually probably would. All right. Okay, yeah. You want to call me maggot? You'll learn what that's all about. Okay, folks. Hey, let's start right off. Let's just go run right out the fucking gate. Coast Guard. The Coast Guard is now looking for the main massacre master. Apparently, he owns a boat. Apparently, the boat has gone missing. Now, unlike a car, you can put whatever name you want on a boat. You can put whatever city and state you want on a boat. That ain't hard. It's a fucking sticker, right? You can even change the name of the manufacturer on your boat, right? Let's just say you got one of those Boston whalers. You could put a Bayliner sticker on there, and they may not catch it. Anyways, here's the deal. That guy, can't even remember his name right now. I guess I could look this up. It's right here. He eluded the police. The son of a bitch killed a bunch of people and injured what? I don't know. 40. The guy's 40 years old. He started losing his shit. Started hearing voices. I don't know. I'm not buying it. I'm thinking the guy might be sandbagging everybody. Anyways, his name is Robert Card. Apparently, the police were at his place this morning, and explosions or banging was heard from within his house. So, they can't get their story. They can't get the story straight. Maggot is not a fucking compliment. That was a way to get your attention, though. Call me a fucking maggot. I tell you what. All right. The Coast Guard's looking for the Kennebec River. I don't know. I'm starting to think that this guy is pulling a fast one on everyone. Now, so far, and this is no compliment, the main massacre master has been the smartest mass murderer yet. He dressed like a fucking salad tosser, wearing gaiters or Crocs or whatever those things are, those little rubber plastic shoes. Right? He pretended like he was losing his marbles, but somehow managed to get his hands on a bunch of really nasty weapons. And then he's planned his escape. He's rope-a-doped the cops. He's rope-a-doped the Coast Guard. I don't know if they're going to catch this guy. I wonder what this is all about. Card is still on the run, says Wild River Preppers. Yes. Yeah, Charles, he fucking lied to you, man. Hey, this is Friday free for all. Now, I did my first topic. I came out the gate with Coast Guard is now looking for the main massacre master. Who wants to step up? You know, he may have sold the fucking boat. He may have given the boat away to some screwball hillbilly in Maine and said, here, take my boat for a day. Right? Put some fake stickers on it and send them the wrong way. You bet. Right? if they're looking for the boat, I bet he's not in the boat. If they're looking for his Subaru, he's probably not in his Subaru. Right? Why would you do that? Why would you use your own vehicle to escape? Why? Why would you do that? All right. Questions down below. Friday free for all. You are the crowd. I'm in the house. And I want to keep going. This is a big one. This one caught my fancy today. President Trump shit all over that pile of crap fruitcake of a judge, Judge Engoron. It almost sounds like moron. The case collapsed. The case fell apart. And when the case fell apart, Trump went off on this pile of shit judge, Arthur Engoron, right? And Letitia James, the Attorney General. What a bunch of trash these people are. So, many political people, right? Many lawyer types are saying this should have never gone to court. This should have never gone to trial. Should have been thrown out. So this is what Donald Trump said. The judge in the New York State Attorney General case refuses to accept the overturning of his decisions by the appeals court. In other words, Trump went over his fucking head. Trump continues. This is the first in the history of the state. He has gone crazy in his hatred of Trump. Also, their star witness just admitted his statements were all a big lie. He broke down in court. The radical left judge said he doesn't care. He is trying to protect racist Attorney General Letitia James, who has no case, lost the appeal, but has a tyrannical and unhinged Trump-hating judge. Yeah, he did. He called Letitia James a racist. Good. Fuck it. They call everyone else racist. Everyone out there wants to call someone a racist when they feel offended or something. Good. Just why don't we just all call each other racist? And it's the same as saying, hey, bro. Hey, sis. What's up, dude? Hey, racist. Anyways, Trump continues. He says she, referring to Letitia James, she campaigned for Attorney General on, I will get Trump, long before she knew anything about me. This is judicial misconduct coupled with prosecutorial misconduct, and somebody from the state of New York must step in and stop this complete and total miscarriage of justice. Sounds like Donald Trump doesn't give a fuck what Judge Engoron says. Right? Trump added, he says, hey, Judge Engoron, I think he should have come up with a better name than that. I mean, in 5 seconds, I came up with Moron. Anyway, he says, Judge Moron found me guilty before the trial even started and long before he had the real facts. Like Michael Cohen collapsing and choking yesterday under cross-examination and completely admitting that I did nothing wrong. That would be their star witness right there. This is just fucking great, folks. Again, I cannot fathom, believe, understand how the fuck does a chicken shit little judge hold a president of the United States in court? Well, John, nobody's above the law. Well, of course not. But you'd think there'd be a fucking crime first. Anyways, Trump continues with this little radical bastard. I really wish I could bitch slap these people. He says the radical left judge who should not be handling the fake and fully discredited case brought against me by the New York State Attorney General fined me $10,000 yesterday under his so-called gag order. He is the judge that found me guilty before the trial even started and long before he had the real facts like Michael Cohen. I think I already fucking read that part. It was like watching the end of the best Perry Mason episode where the defendant breaks down and cries, yes, I did it. I did it. I did it. This case should be ended now, but this judge and his boss, Letitia Peekaboo James, will never let that happen. He even refuses to accept our big win in the appeals court is a disgrace. This is incredible. The case is taken as shit. The appeals court has ruled in his favor. We now have judicial lawlessness, along with law enforcement lawlessness in many, many precincts and districts and counties. We have executive breakdown with the President of the United States. He's off the fucking hook. Governors are off the hook. Oh, you want to protest? Oh, no, then we're going to put you on lockdown for another 6 weeks to see if you see your fucking shadow. Right? That was Governor Gretchen Whitmer, right? Oh, yeah. Meanwhile, other Democrat governors won't do anything. Oh, you want to burn police stations and courthouses and buildings and murder people and loot and run through the fucking streets and shut down freeways? Oh, that's just great. You can do whatever you want because you're screwball Democrats. Here we are. All right. I see Nikki is shooting her soup cooler off. Chin Music's in the house. Jane Dixon, H12. Heidi, Charles Gentry. Holy shit, we got a ton of people here. And you guys are usually the ones leaving comments, questions, and thoughts. So get your comments down below, your questions down below, because I ain't done yet. But you aren't either. This is the Friday free-for-all. We do the shotgun approach, where we come out blasting with all barrels. All barrels. Oh, fuck. Friday free-for-all. I did start the clock ticking while I was driving. And Mikey G is present too. Okay, questions, comments. It's been a fucking week, guys. You guys are so busy fucking with each other. You aren't putting any questions in there that I can see. Remember, I've got like 12 inches of screen that stuff scrolls by. So questions only, please. Let's continue. Now, we still have breathe. I can't, Heidi. Can't do it. Wouldn't be prudent. Can't breathe. Okay, breathe it is. I need a fucking scotch. I got one on the shelf. No. The shelf is bare, says old Mother Hubbard. Okay. Israel. And Hamas, Gaza, Hezbollah, all this shit. Who has weighed in on this, folks? Who do you think would be the ideal person to weigh in on this? On the whole Jewish question, the whole Muslim question, the whole Middle East question. Who should? Guess who did? It's fucking Obama. That's right. That slimy little bastard has decided to, and I think he is a bastard. Not to mention he's a whole lot of other things. But Wayne Root says, my classmate Obama. Interesting. He says, my classmate learned well at Columbia, even though he was rarely, if ever, seen there by anyone. Classmates or professors. He says, I've already written about Obama. Yeah. But what did Obama say? That's what I want to fucking know. Obama said this. He gave a warning. Obama said that if Israelis kill civilians, it could further harden Palestinian attitudes for generations. Let me read that again. These are Obama's words, folks. It could further harden Palestinian attitudes for generations. That's if Israel kills civilians. So Wayne Root wants to argue and respond to that, calling it evil, ignorant, dangerous, and preposterous. Those words coming from dumbass Obama. He says, let's look at this. The Palestinian people hate Israel and Jews. This is Wayne Root. He says, not just in Palestine, but in America. He says, in every big city, on every elite college campus, Palestinians and Muslims chant about death to Israel, death to Jews, and celebrate the mass murder of Jews by Hamas. So he says, hey, maybe Obama should address the hate and obsession with Jews by Muslim Americans. He says, these are hate crimes against American Jews. He says, secondly, the idea of Obama is worried about hardening Palestinian attitudes. It's absurd. How can their attitudes be any harder than mass murdering and slaughtering Jews, and then saying they want to wipe them from the face of the earth and make them extinct? I'm just putting my own words in there now at this point. Pretty crazy, folks. In America, should we give a shit about Palestine and be worried about them folks and their attitude hardening towards us? This is a big question, right? Should America not support Israel because of the threats of international Muslim countries and terrorist groups? Are we now going to succumb to that? Chin Music writes this. Obama lit the fuse on this worldwide bomb. He can feel free to shut the fuck up right about now. Well, that's where we're at, folks. So the Palestinians, Hamas, the Muslim Jihad people, they want to kill civilians in Israel. Now, they did not go into Israel and attack the police or the Israeli defense people, right? Forces. No. They went in and they killed just civilians. Why would Israel give a shit? Now, I know they're going to play to the international crowd and try and kill just terrorists. But at this point, why should Israel give a shit? Now, if the mega Muslims are willing to kill Jews and civilians in Israel, don't you think that they are going to be equally willing at some point in America to kill Jewish civilians? And the thing is here, Jewish civilians, they're just like everyone else's civilians. Or could it be that here in America we have guns and these people know, right, that we'll use them? I don't mean the police, and I don't mean the military or the National Guard. I'm talking about us, the people. I think all you have to do is tell the Puerto Ricans it tastes like chicken. They'll be eating them, folks, shooting them and eating them. Heidi asked an interesting question here. How did Israel get so unpopular in the US of A? Well, I can answer that question two ways. With respect to the average American, someone who looks similar to this, if they were unhappy with Israel, I don't think it would be because they are Jewish. I think it would be because they get a lot of money from the United States of America, and I don't know what the United States of America gets in return for it. It's not like Israel, the secular nation, is talking to God Almighty and blessing us. This country, in fact, has been going to shit. So I don't think anything coming from Israel that way is doing us any good. Secondly, I think the average American person sees Israel as having way too much influence over American politics, American media, American entertainment, and American jurisprudence. Now, having said that, there are a large number of conservative Jews, but it would appear to me, at least from the outside, that the bulk or majority of Jewish Israeli influence comes from their leftists, right? Their Democrats, their socialist side, right? Just like our country, folks, they have conservatives and they have liberals. They have people that want freedom and they have people who want government power. I think that is why people who look like this may not like Israel. Now, when it comes to the Palestinians or any other people that don't look like this right now, these white college kids are complete fucking idiots. Right? The reason they don't like Israel is because they've been told by Obama they don't like Israel. They've been told by the Democrats they don't like Israel. AOC, Rashida Tlaib, Ilhan Omar, she hates Israel. So that is why Israel is unpopular. Now it's I don't know if it's unpopular with me. I just don't like the fact that our money leaves. In fact, Charles Gentry writes this: Israel has been and is still getting around $13 million a day of American taxes. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of our hard-earned, hard-working money and productivity in this country going to another country. Now, I guess okay, Charles, is that 13 million a day only Monday through Friday, or is it 365 days a year? So let's do the math, right? 13 times 365, that's 4,745,000,000. Okay, we'll just round up. Let's be generous, round up. $5 billion a year. Well, last year in Ukraine, or for the last 12 months, or the first 12 months, Ukraine got about $150 billion, 125 to $150 billion. I guess dollars just don't go as far as they used to, right? Charles says, in Israel, 365, 24/7. There it is. Let's just round up and be generous. $5 billion. That means Ukraine got 25 times more money. That's 2,500% more money just to fight the Russians. And that was only from America, not counting the rest of Europe and the world. So 5 billion sounds like a lot of money, right? It sure does. It sure does. But look what they did with that money in Ukraine. They managed to get it all shot to shit and blown to pieces by Russia. Chin Music says, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez isn't qualified to cross the street, but she is qualified to eat an apple through a picket fence. That's what she's qualified to do. She's qualified to be on her hands and knees doing that probably all day long. That's what I think she is qualified to do. Okay. Enough of Wayne Root and his stuff. I've had it with Wayne Root today. We're done with Wayne Root. Let's move on. Get this. This was a big fucking deal today. Welcome back. Friday free for all. Get your questions, comments down below. We're going to go me, you, me, and then you. Back and forth. Let's get a star that one there. All right. So, did you know that CNN, folks? That's right. That's right. CNN, the most trusted name in news. Their headquarters are in Atlanta, and they've been in business more than 35 years. Did you know that? They truly have. They've been in business 35 years. Guess what? Guess what? They closed its headquarters. Its world headquarters in Atlanta have now officially closed. Bye-bye, motherfuckers. Bye, Wolf Blitzer. Bye, Ted Turner. Hasta la vista. No more. No more. Folks, the Prepared Mind has been here 10 years through the hardest of times, trying to get to stay alive. I want to thank all of you, every last one of you, for supporting this channel by sharing the internet address, texting, writing, calling your congressman, supporting us through your premium memberships, super chat donations. In every form and fashion, you guys have done a fucking great job of supporting this channel. We're still going, hanging on by a fucking shoelace, right? Racing home from work through fucking traffic and weaving and not running red lights. All right. Charles is back again. He can't let it go. Just let it go, Charles. He says that's not including the other money they're given by our government. I don't know how much they're giving, man. I don't know. Whatever it is, it's too much. It used to be, I thought, 25 billion a year, but you know, there it is. There it is. All right. This is what Nikki says. Pisses me off. They are deserving Americans that can use that money, but they're raping our wallets to give it out to a country to out-of-country pukes, right? Don't get me started. What do you mean, don't get you started, Nikki? Of course, you got to get started. Somebody's got to get started. And Chin Music says, my last workout lasted longer than CNN Plus. CNN Plus was their version of social media. Who was the fucking clown they tried putting on that, Chin? Was that Mike Wallace? I think they brought over, and they tried making him something on CNN Plus. They tried doing what we do right here, and couldn't get enough people to watch him to make it worth the staff. That's some crazy funny shit. CNN Plus. It's closed. It's done. The mainstream media stinks. Absolutely stinks. All right. Let's move on. You're going to love this shit right here. You're going to love this. Welcome to the Prepared Mind channel. South Park. Well, we're a satire channel. I guess South Park can be too. They roast Disney, folks, with their anti-white race swapping special called Joining the Panderverse. And I think that's great. They should parody the fuck out of the lunacy that's going on. If I had a show like South Park or Family Guy, I would be all over these hypocrites using my cartoon characters to make fun of them. I mean, already the Family Guy is not quite a children's cartoon. It is more like an adult thing. And I think I was on Adult Spin. Chin Music concurs. No, not Mike Wallace, Chris Wallace. Thank you, sir. Hat tip to you. You win. Okay. Yeah. Everyone should be making fun of these people. Everyone should be laughing at them. Every chance you get. You know what? I pulled over. I needed to use a restroom at a restaurante, and there was a fucking sign on the door. You know how some restaurants have a side door and then they have a front door? Well, I parked over by the side door, but I was going to go through the front door. The side door had a thing that said masks required. And I thought, this is going to be fucking great. I'm going to go in the front door. It's going to say masks required. I'm going to walk past everybody right in the restaurant, maybe start sneezing or coughing or something and run into the bathroom. But no, it was an old sign. Old sign that had been there. But making fun of these fucking people. Make fun of them every time. I loved how as soon as you were allowed to take your mask off, signs came out that said, respect people's choices. Fuck you people on the left. You bunch of socialist idiots who love the pandemic. And here we are over 3 years later, and these dumb motherfuckers still want to wear masks. I'm seeing them even here in the deep south. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. Anyways, yeah, make fun of Disney. Make fun of everybody on the left. Now, I don't know if you've heard this. There's a nickname that Matt gets. Oh, shit. Mikey said, did you know you had a hot mic on the last few minutes of your drive? I was wondering about that. I was wondering about that, but you know, some people were pissing me off, man. Learn how to fucking drive. That's what I say. You know, green means fucking go. Red means to hurry up and get through the intersection before other people come. Anyways, Matt Getz has a special nickname. Now, I tell you what, I bet personally, if I ever met Matt Getz, I give it a 50-50 chance that I wouldn't like the son of a bitch. That's what I'm going to say. I bet there's a 50-50 chance I think he's a jackass or an asshole or a fucking loudmouth. That's just a guess. It's just a guess. But I love what he's doing. I love that he called out fuckwad Speaker of the House Kevin McCarthy back when he was running for it, and he held him to a standard, folks. And he didn't allow him in until he said and agreed he would do those things. Number one, he showed us that McCarthy failed. Number two, he had the mechanism in place by which it only took one person in Congress to get a vote to throw his ass out. And he's such a disgusting pile of shit rhino, talking about McCarthy, that other rhinos didn't vote for him. It was unanimous. They threw his ass out of office. Now, Matt Gaetz, right, caused all kinds of troubles. I really believe it's a good thing. He is Matt Gaetz, every bit as loud as Patrick Henry, who is just a loudmouth troublemaker, but a great patriot. We need that, folks. We need all the Alex Jones we can get. We need all the chin musics we can get. We need all the fucking doing stuff with Nickies we can get. We need everyone out there making fucking noise. Anyways, Matt Gaetz is doing it, and he's getting national attention because he's a congressman. He is now calling Speaker of the House Mike Johnson MAGA Mike Johnson. And apparently it's driving the Democrats fucking nuts. It's driving them nuts. And he likes the fact that it's happening. He's taking advantage of it. Gaetz is pushing for the acceleration of patriotism and the destruction of the Rhino Party and control over Congress. He says, if you don't think that moving from Kevin McCarthy to MAGA Mike Johnson shows the ascendance of this freedom movement and where the power in the Republican Party truly lies, then you're not paying attention. And I do not want the Rhino pricks to pay attention. I want them to not pay attention. I want them to keep making mistakes and fucking up. Trump is going to be the presidential nominee for the Republican Party. The Democrats know it. The Democrats know it. And guess what? I think there's a Democrat congressman who is now running. He says he's going to run against Biden. And he believes the Democrats are in big trouble with Biden in there. Well, fuck, Biden is going to be impeached. In fact, let's just roll to that right now. Here it is, right here. I saved it for you guys today. I took some lunch and sat down and read this and went, oh, shit. One of my favorite entertainers, James Woods, is out there. And this is what he has to say. This is all you need to celebrate. And he's talking about Speaker MAGA Mike Johnson. He says, would you rather I whisper it to you in Chinese? Would you rather I whisper it to you in Chinese? Speaker Johnson said that to Democrat Eric Swallowswell. Right? I would like to laugh more, but it doesn't seem as funny as it used to be what the left is trying to do. But here's the deal, folks. Mike Johnson was on the House floor arguing that the U.S. Constitution doesn't leave any choice. And Swallowswell questioned it. He says, I just don't seem to understand where they're getting this impeachment stuff from. So, yeah, Mike Johnson, MAGA Mike Johnson says, would you rather I whisper it to you in your ear in Chinese? That's just fucking great. Because, you know, Swallowswell was fucking the Chinese spy, Fang Fang. Right? So that's the Chinese part. So under Article 2, Section 4, the president shall be removed from office on impeachment for and conviction of treason or bribery. Whoops. Article 1, Section 2 says, well, it expressly states the sole power of impeachment belongs in the House of Representatives, something we talked about a long time. And Article 2, Section 4 says, the president shall be removed from office on impeachment for and conviction of treason, bribery, and other high crimes and misdemeanors. So Mike Johnson says, my friends, I just listed just a small sampling, just the tip of the iceberg of the credible allegations and the mounting evidence that shows that Joseph Biden, douchebag, has engaged in bribery schemes, pay-to-play schemes. This is what the evidence shows. We have to follow it. We took an oath to uphold the Constitution The Constitution requires this action. If you have something to say and you want it on the screen here with me, use all caps in the comment section. All right. So MAGA Mike Johnson says the inquiry is the appropriate step, meaning the impeachment inquiry. I think they have the evidence. Excuse me, MAGA Mike Johnson, we've had the evidence for months. Fucking get on with it and hold a vote. He says we have no choice but to pursue the facts wherever they lead. Now, months ago, MAGA Mike Johnson, when he wasn't speaker, said the Biden family is hopelessly corrupt and is apparently engaged in a long pattern of extortion, bribery, influence peddling, tax fraud, and staggering abuses of power. If he said that fucking months ago, then he knows better. He's had the information. Act on it. Vote now. Oops. Sorry. Biden has now dropped bombs in Syria, folks. America is held hostage. He's threatening China now. As President Trump would say, China. He's threatening China over the naval missteps and collision between China and the Philippines Navy. We are held hostage by these people, folks. The question is, will the psychopaths at the World Economic Forum, the Bilderbergers, will they let Biden be destroyed and be removed? Or are they going to hold America totally hostage and take us to war? I tell you what, folks, if we end up going to war with China and Russia, somebody needs to go and take out the World Economic Forum and let them pay the price. Let their houses be BLM'd. Let their businesses, their corporations be Antifa'd, because they are the fascists. The World Economic Forum are the global fascist corporations, folks. They are the ones peddling influence and bribing people with money and extorting behavior out of politicians worldwide. Worldwide. But that isn't being covered right now by CNN. But they did have to issue a correction that this is what they admitted to, folks, that they repeated the terrorist talking points about Israel bombing a hospital and how many people supposedly died. 500. CNN is closing their doors. They are humiliated. They're a bunch of fucking morons. It is nothing but a political shithole. CNN. They took the words of fucking terrorists and ran with it. Thanks, CNN. Well, but I'm not allowed to talk about the Jim Jones juice or cerveza bug. Oh no, I can't talk about what? I can't talk about election fraud. I can't talk about medications. I can't talk about people in the medical community that are fucking lying to us. I tell you. I think America is being held hostage. The Speaker of their House says they have no choice but to follow the Constitution, the law of the land, which requires throughout Article 2, what they do to a president. And so then Joe Biden bombs a terrorist-ridden nation, which is going to incite other terrorist nations. He's threatening China. We're hostage to these fucking madmen, folks. They think they're untouchable. Heidi writes this. I like that idea, John. Thanks, Heidi. Well, I guess what? I'm guessing that you say I like that idea, John, when I say that BLM and Antifa probably at some point are going to figure out who the real fascists are. It's the World Economic Forum, their members. It's the Bilderberg, it's their members. It's the government that follows corporate money. So if politicians in the United States of America are taking money from corporations, then they're fascists. Same with the European Union. If politicians in Europe are taking money from mega corporations, then they're fascists. Because fascism is a cooperation of a socialist state where corporations work hand in hand with the government and support government politicians with money, and the government in turn gives those corporations lots of contracts, and they make the people pay for it. There's your fascism. Antifa, BLM, terror groups. Why aren't you going after the World Economic Forum, their leaders, and the Bilderbergs, and the Trilaterals, right? And the Club of Rome? Why aren't you going after them? Surprise, surprise, surprise. Jane Dixon says, I agree, John. Well, maybe you're agreeing with the statement that I just made. Okay, let us continue. I got another one for you. Now, I do not think that Speaker of the House, MAGA Mike Johnson, is flawless. And I'm going to criticize that little jackass as much as anyone else when he wants to sound like a little jackass. He spoke up on gun control, but he did not speak up like a red-blooded, gun-toting, Second Amendment quoting American. Here's his quote. "The problem is the human heart, not guns." The problem is the human heart, not guns. This is not Phil fucking Donahue. This is not Ask Phil the Psychologist. This isn't the fucking Oprah show. It's not the human heart. But Speaker MAGA Mike Johnson said this also. We have to address the root problems. Mental health. Incorrect, sir. Wrong, Mr. Speaker. The problem is not the human heart. The problem is not mental health. The problem is criminal behavior. Government cannot and should not legislate mental health laws, especially regarding the Second Amendment. Politicians can look at someone's political perspective and say, if you have that perspective, you have a mental health issue. You cannot allow politicians to determine what is and is not a positive mental perspective or mental health. Look at Hillary Clinton. She thinks you're crazy because you're a politician who loves Trump. You don't allow politicians to make those decisions. Who decides what is good and what is not good for mental health? Democrats say Republicans, veterans, patriots are deplorable and they need re-education camps. Danger, 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 Will fucking Robinson. No, Mr. Speaker, the problem is not human hearts. And the problem is not mental health. Government is, let me repeat this, government is authorized to deal with criminal behavior. It can deal with crime, and it can make penalties sufficient to act as a deterrent to all crimes. Period. Now, a crime happens, you put someone in prison, or if the crime is bad enough and the politicians decide you commit that crime, you die. There it is. That's what government is authorized to do. They're limited to that. Terrorism is a crime. To be a terrorist is a crime. Folks, molesting a child is a crime. And being a child molester makes you a criminal because you committed the crime, which makes you a child molester, which makes you the criminal, which makes you the crime, right? If you're a terrorist, you've committed terrorism. That makes you a terrorist. If you're a terrorist and you support terrorism, then you're a terrorist. You should be tried as a terrorist. Terrorism needs to be rooted out, punished, eliminated. Terrorism is a problem, not the human heart. Terrorism and criminal behavior is the problem, not mental health. Using a political test to determine if someone is mentally stable or not is a problem. Looking at someone's, shall we say, political perspective. If America is based on freedom and liberty, the acceptance of our natural human rights, our natural God-given rights, then anyone who votes against that, wants to be against that, anyone who is against our rights is un-American and therefore a terrorist and a criminal. That means communists, socialists, terrorists, anyone who's anti-American, that is criminal. What is American? Freedom, liberty, our rights, our Constitution, Declaration of Independence. That is America. That's what America is based on, our traditions, our cultures, our laws, our belief systems, and our fucking actions. So if you're against that, you're against America and therefore a terrorist, a criminal. I don't care what your heart is about, you're a fucking criminal. How hard is this to figure out? All right, let us continue. Okay, I've got some more things to talk about. I know we're live for almost an hour here. I know I know the first 20 minutes of that or some shit like that, I was I was live but driving. General Flynn came out today. And he says, Americans see the truth. Our ruling class is corrupt, inept, and pathological. I want you guys, we're going to stop this. Hoosier Life wants to disagree somewhat. He says, evil hearts, evil minds create evil people, but the who should be the judge on this issue is a big question, the people or the system? Well, the people want freedoms, rights, liberties, etc. Mr. Hoosier, okay? Let's roll with that. We want our liberties and our rights. The government is restricted from interfering with all of our rights, period. That's what the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, right? It takes a super majority to change the Constitution, the law of the land. And I think the Bill of Rights should be unassailable, period. Now, be that as it may, the government is restricted under what reasoning? If you want, go read the Federalist Papers. Read all the history and you'll find out what the spirit it was that was written. Now, to go, well, it was written 250 years ago, John. We can change our fucking mind. Sure. And there'll be fucking blood in the streets a foot deep if you so much as touch some of our stuff. So Hoosier says, I have to disagree somewhat. Evil hearts, evil minds create evil people. But who should be the judge on the issue is a big question, the people or the system. Okay, if someone has an evil heart and an evil mind, then they're going to do some evil criminal shit, right? You can't punish an unknown evil. When someone commits a crime, then you see that they are evil and criminal. Evil criminal, right? They're synonymous. So when you say evil hearts, how about criminal hearts? Until a crime has been committed, you cannot convict a criminal heart or an evil heart. Until someone has committed a crime, you can't judge their mind. Evil criminal mind, right? I'm sure there are criminal minds out there that never commit crimes because they are deterred by the punishment. They don't want to go to jail. They don't want to be butt rammed in jail for the rest of their lives for committing a crime. So the deterrent, getting ass fucked in prison for the next 20 to 30 years, is a deterrent to keep a lot of evil people with evil hearts and evil minds from becoming criminal. It is the act of committing a crime that brings the government into action whereby they can arrest people. We do not arrest people for having evil hearts and evil minds, because then you bring into it mind crime, pre-crime. Oh, this person has a personality that is prone to criminal behavior. Who gets to make that determination? The system, the government? The government and the system are corrupt and evil themselves. That's why they must be restrained. Government has to be restrained with the chains of the Constitution. I'm very sorry that I cannot look through someone and see that they're evil and awful, and that I know they're going to commit a crime, and that it's unmistakable, so that I can have that person removed from the system. I wish that we could all do that, but we can't look into someone's heart and their mind and know for certain that they're going to commit a crime and stop them the moment before they do that to prevent tragedy. We have to wait for the crime to occur, and then you punish the fuck out of it. Anyways, Hoosier, we ought to have a drink someday and talk about it. It's good stuff, man. Because this idea of pre-crime, how do you know? Do you investigate people because you don't like their political beliefs, or because you don't like the way they look, or maybe they said something that was nasty? Well, maybe it was a joke. Well, maybe it was the truth. Maybe someone's personality is revealed through the joke. Can we trust people's personality to reveal who they are, evil or not? Okay, here we are. A Hoosier says, isn't it too late after the crime has been committed by the evil person? Of course it's too late, but you cannot punish pre-crime. Okay, let's just say, for example, John is smart. John wants a bunch of money. John knows that if he goes and robs a bank, his odds are, based on his ability to plan and execute, his odds are 80% that he'll rob the bank and get away with it. Because I have the capacity to commit the crime and to beat the system, thereby minimizing any deterrence, should I be held guilty, especially if I justify and go, you know what? Fuck the banks. That money's insured. So I'm not taking anyone's money. I'm taking the bank's money. And all the bank has ever done is fuck me over and everyone else by giving our money to Wall Street to make them money, or they lose money, and then they have the government bail them out for losing all of our fucking money. So banks are evil. Plus, they don't do a fucking thing good for anyone. All they do is create credit. They loan people money out of thin fucking air, and they get interest on it. Fucking banks are thieves. So I could justify robbing banks. And then I could say, well, and I have the capacity, ability, and intellect to rob a bank. But because I have all of those components, does that mean I should be arrested pre-crime? Now, if the police have evidence, let's just say I have 4 other people. So there's 5 of us total. I have a 5-man team. And we have been talking together about how to rob a bank so that we can all make a shit pile of money and go live in Azores. Right? We're going to get $20 million each. We're going to do a massive heist. Right? Huge incentive to commit this crime. 5 of us working together. And we start collecting information on the bank, the people, times, the tables. We're talking to each other. We're using WhatsApp. We're using Signal. We're using text message. We're meeting. We're putting together our tools of the trade, if you will, our guns, right? Our communications gear. We have all the tools in line, all the plans in line. We've been communicating, and guess what? The FBI has been listening. Yeah, they actually did their fucking job without getting involved. Let's just pretend that they did that. Now, they have within their evidence a criminal conspiracy by 5 people to commit a major felony. And through that, right, there's your crime. Now it's not pre-crime, it is a true crime. A crime has been committed. Conspiracy to violate the rights of others, to commit larceny, grand theft extraordinaire, theft so big that even Joe Biden would go, I'd like a piece of that, right? Yeah, that would be, see, but a crime has to occur. You cannot punish pre-crime. Once you conspire to commit a crime, conspiracy is the crime. And government can make that law against conspiracy to commit a crime. So an act has to be committed, the act of conspiring to commit a crime. There's your crime. That's where government can come in now and say, conspiracy exists. We had a warrant. We collected the information. The crime has been committed. It is no longer a question of are they evil minds, but rather an action has occurred that is a crime. I'm not a criminal justice major, no. But here's my deal. There has to be a crime. You cannot punish someone for thinking. You can't do it. Now, I think it should be a crime to be a communist, because to be a communist means you hate America. And to be a communist requires 2 or more people acting together to become communists. Now you have conspiracy, criminal conspiracy, communist goal and desire and agenda and program is the Communist Manifesto. The Communist Manifesto is their rules that a communist lived by. That is their guidebook. It is their action plan. So to be a communist means you're willing to destroy America, destroy our culture, our laws, our traditions, our values, our rules, our religion, everything. So it is seditious. It is conspiratorial. Right? It is anti-American. It is anti-humanity. It is against the Constitution. Communism violates everything. It should be a fucking crime to be a communist or a socialist. That's why I say anytime any politician says they want to get rid of the First or Second Amendment, or the Fourth or the Fifth, or the Seventh, Eighth, or the Sixth, or the 10th, I think it's an act of sedition on their part. Now, if they want to say, let's discuss those amendments, you can discuss them all day long. But to promote the idea of voting to get rid of them, you're dancing on some thin fucking ice with lead shoes, in my opinion. All right. Anyways, great topic, man. That was a lot of fun. And we've gone over an hour. Charles Gentry says, personal responsibility is the thing. Most people are not willing to accept it. No, even criminals don't want to accept responsibility for their actions. They don't. They're idiots. Why am I going to jail, man? I didn't do nothing, man. All right. Charles says, a good man knows that he's capable of and does the best for all concerned with what is at hand. That's a little bit of wisdom. Who's Your Life says, thank you. I agree with you all. I don't know what everyone said, but it was a lot of fun. It's a great concept. Yeah, Who's Your Man? It'd be great to sit down and have a scotch and really getting into, the thing, not to scream and yell and argue, but the philosophical discussion. I would like for somebody who's got a real grasp of human psychology, especially the criminal mind, to sit down and talk to me about how they could use their understanding of the criminal mind to understand the non-criminal, so that we could find them at a young age, and rather than punish them for a crime they have not committed, treat them and not some sort of chemical treatment or punishment, but rather treat them and teach them, right? Help them understand, not that they're bad or that they're evil inside, not that they have a propensity for criminal behavior, but teach them moral values. That's what church used to be about, folks. The golden rule, to be exact. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Now, let's move on. It's Chin Music. It says, John, my favorite is when their mom comes on TV with the obligatory, he was just about to turn his life around and do great things. Yeah. Oh, man, he's just going to sign up for college, and he was going to become, a doctor, a dentist. He was going to become a teacher. I was just getting into his whatever the fuck he was going to do in his life. Yeah, these are criminals, right? He was such a good boy, struck down in the prime of his life. Yeah, right. Yeah. It's always the mom that comes on there, as if the mothers out there that have criminal children, little pieces of shit, boys and girls running around like they didn't know that they're little criminal bastards. Yeah, they know. I've seen it where parents come out and go, you know what? I'm glad they caught him. Right? He fooled everyone. He lied to everyone. He's a bad person. Glad they caught him. Right? The world doesn't need people like that in it. He gets everything he deserves, right? Hoosier says, hey, I'll bring the scotch and cigars. Heading that way in the spring. You're heading down south? Good. Folks, this world's getting crazy. Reading your guys' comments. You're fucked up. All right. The General Flynn thing. Oh, yeah, let me get back to that. Shit. I hope I didn't get rid of it. There it is. Get this. General Flynn writes this. Americans see the truth. Our ruling class is corrupt, inept, and pathological. I want people in the comments section. Oh, there's Michael Brown. Oh, shit. Michael Brown says, John, that's called the father. We're not allowed to be those in America. I'll tell you what, brother. Fuck them, those that say you can't be a father. We need more fathers. We need strong fathers. We need fathers that are willing to beat their kids' asses when they fuck up. When they're little boys and girls, get the belt out and whoop their asses or get a switch off the fucking tree. My mom used to say, go pick a switch. I'm like, a switch? She goes, go get a stick off the apple tree. She beat my ass with that. And same with the dads. Dads ought to be able to fucking beat their kids. Hey, there's a commensurate amount of punishment. And it's taught as children, you fuck up, your ass hurts. When you're an adult, if you fuck up, you go to prison, your ass hurts. Funny how that works. Anyways, thank you, Michael. Okay. This is all I want. Stop the fucking comments. I need everyone to fucking stop. Okay, Michael, I'll keep it going, brother. Stop the fucking comments. If you agree with General Flynn, thumbs up. If you disagree with General Flynn, thumbs down. Here is what General Flynn said. Americans see the truth. Our ruling class is corrupt, inept, and pathological. Thumbs up or down. I'm gonna do some Jeopardy music here. Da, 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 da. Where the fuck are the thumbs? Da, 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 da. Bing. Chin Music, Charles Gentry, both said thumbs up. I'm gonna hold you guys out. Jane Dixon says thumbs up. Okay, looking around. Nikki says thumbs up. Who's Your Life says thumbs up. Folks, we're like 100% thumbs up. I'm going to tell you, General Flynn is absolutely wrong. Trick question. Sorry, I fucked with everybody. Mikey G, thumbs up. Here it is. Are you ready? Heidi 12. Heidi, you're incorrect. Everyone is thumbs up. Here's why I say it's thumbs down. General Flynn said, Americans see the truth. Our ruling class is corrupt, inept, and pathological. This is why General Flynn is wrong. There is no such fucking thing as a ruling class. This is why I know you guys weren't thinking that way. You're just listening going, yeah, they're fucking corrupt. They're inept. They're fucking pathological. Yeah, of course, General Flynn's right. The incorrect part of his statement is that there's a ruling class. There's no such fucking thing. There is no provision in the Constitution for a ruling class. Nowhere. Fuck these people for saying those words. The House of Representatives is supposed to be representing the people. They are not the ruling class. The Senate was originally designed to represent the states. It's representative republic. There is no ruling class. There's no fucking oligarchy. There's no aristocracy. There's no fucking royal blood. There is no ruling class. When General Flynn makes a statement like that, he suckers us in. Because I was like, yeah, corrupt, inept, pathological. Fuck them all, General Flynn. I was like, wait a minute. I caught you, motherfucker. I caught you. There is no ruling class. When Hillary fucking Clinton was married to Bill as the first lady, the House of Representatives got power under Newt Gingrich, right, and his contract with America, and said, no, you don't get to do everything you want. Sorry, White House. No longer is there a Democrat House of Representatives. And Hillary said, how are we supposed to rule these people when they act like this? You don't get to fucking rule. Sorry. And now I understand what you're saying, Mikey G. He says, until there's term limits, we do. I get it, brother. I get it. I get it. Right? Mikey G says that. I get it. Right? Until there's term limits, we do have a ruling class. They think they're the ruling class. Try ruling me, motherfuckers. Who's Your Life says there is right now, but times are changing. Yeah, they act like the ruling class, but do not obey unconstitutional rules, edicts, or commands. They have no fucking authority over us. We need to be, as the fucking idiot Democrats say, ungovernable. They have no right to govern us. Sorry. The governor of a state does not govern the people. He governs the business of the state. The business of the state is outlined in the state constitution. The state constitution says they do certain things, right? Maintain roads, postal fucking offices, roads, bridges, highways, maintain the beaches, coastlines, protect the borders. That's it. Nowhere in the Constitution does it say pass laws to fuck with people's lives. I tell you, Heidi says, well, they think they are. You bet they think that. Jane Dixon says, we're being trained like dogs. I see what you mean. Jane, you're absolutely correct. They hold a little cookie out in front of us. They give us a fucking bone every now and then and say, we're taking good care of you. Taking good care of you. Here you go. Oh, good people. Good people. We'll give you a tax break. We'll give you some of your money back. And we're like, oh, thank you. Thank you for giving us our fucking money back. It's our fucking money in the first place. Right? But we're trained like fucking cormorants to go out, catch a fish, come back, and puke it up for the fishermen. That's what those birds are that catch fish for people. They tie a string around their neck. Bird goes out, catches a fish, flies back to the boat. Right? The guy fucking turns the bird upside down, shakes the fish out of its throat. Now, at the end of the day, they let the bird catch a fish, and it keeps enough to keep the bird alive. But the bird is domestic, the cormorant, and it's a fisher bird, and it catches fish. The government treats us like trained fucking cormorants. We go out and work every fucking day, and we come home and we pay our fucking taxes. And it lets us keep a little bit of money, just enough to stay alive. Right, Chin Music? Just a fucking enough, like that lady you saw in the store. It's like, I sure hope there's enough on this fucking credit card left to buy enough fucking food to feed the family. Yes, Jane, we're being trained like dogs, like cormorants, to think that they're doing us a fucking favor by giving us some of our own fucking money back. What a scam. They are not the ruling class, but they want us to think they are. They do not have rights. Government only has authority. Authority. Authority is granted by the Constitution, the rules of the game, and they are limited by all of the restrictions known as the Bill of Rights. Oh, it's just fucking beautiful. Beautiful. I tell you. Now, who says this? Here's Nikki. She says, hey, but everyone acts like they're being ruled. I refer to the folks that always say we need a better leader, etc. One of my pet peeves is everyone scrambles to be led. I hear you. I hear you. Chin Music says they should make me a sandwich and leave me alone. Oh, you bet. You fucking bet. And then Nikki says, and everyone does act like serfs. That's peasants. The day I see everyone raise up and not pay a dime in tax, then I'll say we're not ruled. America is run like a monarchy, partially. And it always has been. The system. Yeah, Charles, get this. Yeah, that's a good little slay citizen. Even the word citizen smacks of servitude because that's a term that comes from the Roman Empire, fascist Roman Empire. Anyways, that's another history. Points to you. But back to Nikki. Everyone does act like serfs. This day I see everyone raise up and not pay a dime in tax, then I'll say we're not ruled. Now, the Constitution does provide for the payment of taxation. The system that they gave perfectly apportioned the tax amongst all people. That means everyone paid the same. Nobody got tax breaks. Nobody got away with it. You couldn't screw other people and get out of your taxes. They have ignored the Constitution. They have lied about the Constitution. They've lied about their taxing authority. And we now have a progressive income tax, which is one of the planks of the Communist Manifesto. It is socialist, communist, fascist. And it's terrifying and it destroys us. If you do not pay taxes, the government believes they can stick a gun on your fucking nose, pull back the hammer, and take your money. And then throw you in jail. Chin Music says exactly. Our tax code is designed for us to find ways around it. Says it all. It truly does. The tax code. In fact, law. Okay, code. What is a code? Is a code a law? No, a law is not a code. A code is a code. Code means to encrypt, to hide, to cloak. Code, meaning that if you understand it, you can get around it. You can decode it. You can figure out what it means. The code is there to mystify people. Law is easily understood, and we all know it. It's written on our souls, our hearts, in our minds. You know the law. Stealing my fucking money with a gun to my face, I know that's a crime. That's what the government does. Now, let us continue. The code. Roman law is in code. Common law, the U.S. Constitution, the Declaration of Independence, is written in common parlance, common language. It is not coded. It is written very plainly, very clearly, and the words mean what the fucking words mean. That's the difference between code and when you use a code, by the way. Words can have different meanings than they do in everyday life. In law, or rather in code, in government code, red can be green, and green can be blue, and blue can be red, so that they write the words of these colors, blue, green, and red, and they can mean something completely fucking different than what we normally use in our common speech. So the word person, when used in code in the government, refers to corporations. Corporations. Are you a corporation? No, I'm a natural human being. I am not a person. They'll say, but you're a natural person. No, I'm not what the government says I am. But see, the government's authorized through their power to regulate and govern and control corporations. So they started calling corporations persons and then refer to us as persons also in common parlance and say, now you are under and subject to corporate law. And now you've been sucked and pulled into the Uniform Commercial Code, the UCC, which is admiralty law, or the law of the sea brought onto land. And there's your law tie-in for the day. Let's just stop right there. And by the way, there's no fucking way out of this. You cannot just get your way out of this shit. It's not possible. We're going to have to fight our way out of it eventually when the government attacks us or allows our enemies to attack us. That is what is going to happen. I love you all. I truly do. I'm concerned about America. I love our country. I love our freedoms, our rights, our liberties. I love all of it. I do not like and I despise evil people, evil systems, control, all of the bad things about terrorism and government that is just destructive in all ways. So I'm going to wish you a farewell. I'm going to wish you a good weekend. I will see you on Sunday Night Live, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I want everyone there. Please tell everyone to show the fuck up. It is time to get active. It's time to get fucking loud. Let's make Speaker MAGA Mike Johnson. Let's make him be our speaker. Or we'll expose him for being a charlatan and a fucking carpetbagger. One or the other. There's no middle ground. Sorry, you don't get to screw us over and give us 10%. All right, hey, Semper Fi. Chance favors the prepared mind. Get prepared. Godspeed.